Hola, estamos en el Hotel Hilton de Barcelona esperando al que va a ser nuestro entrevistado del día de hoy, el señor Bikram. El señor Bikram es el fundador del Bikram Yoga, una sucesión de 26 posturas de Hatha Yoga que se realizan en un espacio calefaccionado a 40 grados de temperatura. El señor Bikram nació en India en 1946 y comenzó a hacer posturas de yoga con tan solo 3 añitos. En su adolescencia fue nombrado campeón nacional de yoga durante 4 años consecutivos y claramente desde ese entonces el señor Bikram no ha parado. Tiene escuelas de Bikram Yoga por todo el mundo. Japón, por supuesto India y Estados Unidos, a donde fue invitado personalmente por el presidente Nixon y una de sus alumnas preferidas, la cantante y actriz Shirley MacLaine. Vengan conmigo que vamos a conocerlo. Hello, Mr. Bikram. How are you doing?
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. I'm very well because you're giving me this interview, so I couldn't be better. So let me ask you something. How did you start developing your technique and why?
It's very simple. Before me in India, thousands of years, all the yogis used to teach yoga individually. One teacher teach the one students. But when I left Calcutta, my home, to Bombay, March 1965, and the whole Bombay wants to learn yoga from me. So I taught 24 hours, whole day, without sleep, for 24 people only. But 10,000 people wants to learn from me. So how can I teach thousands of people alone myself? That's why I developed a system instead of teaching individually, 26 postures like an alphabet, A to Z, from all the hundreds of thousands of postures. So a group of people, several hundred people in one room, half men, half women, somebody boy, somebody old, somebody had a heart problem, somebody spinal problem, somebody bad knee, somebody overweight. So all kind of combination problem. If they have to do the yoga to heal themselves, So that's why that 26 posture I picked up and create a sequence. It work out your body 100% inside out, from bone to the skin, from finger to the toes, each and every internal organs, all the important glands, all the nerves, ligament, veins, tissues, fiber, muscles, every cells, it'll be molecule, atom, you work out in 90 minutes, 26 postures and 2 breathing exercise. That's the way I created this Bikram yoga system.
Well, I know it's brilliant, and I know it myself because I did have a class with you 2 days ago. So thank you very much. You were very funny. And I also know that you were sponsored. This project was also sponsored by the United Nations, right?
Yes. Yeah. Well, when I did a lot of shows for United Nations, and the modern medical science doesn't believe that yoga cure chronic disease. They believe it philosophically, but the science need medical proof, research in black and white. So it's very expensive research. So United Nations wants me to research. So they decided to take me to New York when I lived in Bombay, to Columbia University, to how yoga cure chronic disease or heal. So they sponsored me, but instead of my guru sent me to Japan, start a school. So that time I started research in Tokyo University Hospital, February 1970, sponsored and financed by the United Nations and Tokyo University Hospital. And I researched 3 years how yoga cure chronic disease, like a heart problem, spinal problem, skeleton problem, nervous system problem, neurological problem, your high blood pressure, your diabetes, your thyroid problem, women diseases, overweight, psychological problem, all healed from this Bikram yoga class, So I researched in Japan for 3 years, and I recorded how it is possible, the mechanism technically or mechanically. So that's why United Nations sponsored. When I lived in Japan, Japanese Prime Minister from beginning 72, Mr. Kekkei Tanaka, he has cerebral thrombosis, stroke in the brain. And I cured him completely in 4 months. So he was having a meeting with Nixon in 4th of July, 1972. And meeting was cancelled because he has phlebitis thrombosis. When blood clot in the legs is called phlebitis thrombosis. When blood clot in the heart is called coronary thrombosis. Blood clots in the brain is called cerebral thrombosis. So he couldn't walk. So he went for operation in Navy Hospital in Pearl Harbor. And doctor said completely leg is clogged, they cannot do operation, so he will get gangrene, he will die. So they want to amputate his legs. That time Tanaka told him, but I know somebody, we called him Little Buddha in Japan. So he can heal anybody. So they invited me to to go overnight in Honolulu to meet Nixon, and I treat him, for 3 days, only 6 lessons, so his pain is gone. And then he did the same 20 minutes exercise. 24 years, he never remembered which leg was the bad one.
So you're sexy, strong, and miraculous, but it's wonderful. And let me tell you, there's students all over the world going to your teacher training programs. Where do you give them?
From our own school. We have over 4,000 schools around the world. 50 million people does Bikram yoga around the world, according to Wall Street Journal. So our school prepare the teachers from all over the world, from almost every country in the world. And when they become a teacher, then at the last part of the graduation, for 60 days, they come to America. And now having in Las Vegas, Hilton, last one, and the next one, April 18th, I trained them for 750 hours in 60 days. Very intensive, hard course. And I make them last course of training and teachers, and they go back and teach 6 months, then they open the school, their own country, own city, whatever they want, and they become rich and famous.
I know, rich and famous. And talking about the rich and famous, I know that one of your students is the extraordinary singer and actress Shirley MacLaine.
So exactly 50 years she's my student. She's one of my very, very successful student. And she's the one kind of convinced me to took me to Hollywood and helped me to build a school for Hollywood people. Almost every movie star from Hollywood become my student because of Shirley MacLaine. Yes, still she does yoga every single day, twice a day.
Oh my goodness, that's why she looks how she looks. I'm going to tell our audience also that the ones that cannot travel abroad, that there's just a little bit of our audience, we can get books of Mr. Bikram, wonderful books. You're preparing also your DVD with image, that's what I want. So we're going to show you books and your DVD.
This is a book I wrote. It came out in 1978, 32 years ago, selling still bestseller. So from this book, maybe 250 million people learn yoga from the book. Also my tape. I have tape also, audio tape. This is also going 32 years. This produced by A&M record by Herb Alpert and Quincy Jones. This tape. And after that, this also book came out 3 years ago. And one of the best-selling book in the world. I was in Amazon.com bestseller in the world, and Harry Potter was number 2. I was number 1.
It's great to win over Harry Potter. That's a lot. That's a lot. I have to say, I had this one and I lost it, and I have 2 times this one and I read it, and it's very easy to learn from it. So thank you very much, Mr. Bikram. It's been an honor to have you here. Thank you. Give me a kiss. Give me a kiss, baby.